Hi Stampers, it's Linda Schmitt with Stampin' with the Hounds. Thanks for joining me today. I have a fun fold to show you. I'm starting trying to reorganize some of my videos, but this will be one of my basically kind of like a series of different ways you can do some of these folds. So this is the bookbinding fold, which has been around for quite some time, but we're going to change it up and we're actually going to add what we call a Z fold to the fold as well. So you've got a bookbinding Z fold is what I'm calling it. So, and this is the card we'll be doing today. And this is featuring some of the upcoming, or well, they are retiring now, some of the products like the Stargazing Designer Series paper, the Lighting the Way stamp set and dies is retiring, and the Two-Tone Flora stamp set and dies is also retiring. These are some of my favorite products that I'm using today. So if you haven't, and as well as some of the in colors. So this is that Starry Sky, and the Tahitian Tide colors will be retiring, and the Parakeet Party. So if you have not done so, make sure you get your orders in, because after April 30th, these items will be retired and no longer available. And you can't really guarantee that they'll show up in the clearance rack down the line. But anyways, I'm going to show you a few more samples, but this is one we're doing today. So again, it's got that little Z fold in it. And then I like to decorate, and using up my Designer Series paper, I do like to do all of these panels decorated with the panel with the Designer Series paper. So that's the card for today, and using some of that distressed specialty paper, which that is also retiring. So I'm going to show you some other samples before we get started. So your standard bookbinding fold, there's two ways. This was your landscape, which is just having just that little, the spine basically of the book, and then that's it. So the card we're doing today, we're going to add that Z fold into it, but that's just your standard one with it. And I did do a video on this a couple of years ago with the gnome set. I'll put a link in it down there so that you can see how I did those folds with the instructions. So that's the landscape, and then the other one is a portrait one, is another way of doing just the standard bookbinding. So those are just the standard ones. And then I was playing around, of course, with all my samples and other retiring products. So these feature the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper that is retiring. This is a really pretty, and this one I stepped it up and I made it into a flat shaker card. So again, I have another tutorial on how to do these flat shakers, and I'm going to be doing another series on the different ways you can make shaker cards. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, there's that one. It's kind of fun. And then this one, again, you got that Z fold. So you open it up, and then I just, did that Designer Series paper. This one I left blank on the inside. But then you can also see the other papers behind there. So it's another great way of using up some of your scraps of your Designer Series paper. So that one's kind of fun. And then I did another one with the Inked Botanicals. And then this is the Around the Bend dies. These are kind of fun. I just got them. So the stamp set is retiring, but the dies are carrying through. So these, like I said, I just got these. So I'll be doing some future cards, kind of showing you how to use these dies. So those will still be available after April. But this is this one. So again, I've got the panels all decorated, and then it opens up. And again, I kind of just decorated the inside. So super fun. And then some other retiring items. These are the Earth and Textures stamp set dies, and then the paper and the twine. That's all retiring. I love this set. But it's kind of fun. So these are, again, kind of more like that earthen tones. And then this has got some of that specialty oxidized paper, which that is going to carry over. So that's good. But all the rest of this, it will be retiring, the stamps and the papers and the dies. So that's another kind of fun one. And again, I decorated the panels using, both sides of the papers to kind of show off all of that. And then this one, again, the cherry set will be retiring as well. Sweetest Cherry, and then the punch is also retiring. And then this is, I was going through my I have so much Designer Series paper, but this is some really, really vintage I can't remember. I think it was probably when we had, because this was that Watermelon Wonder color that we had. Oh my gosh. It's probably been, it's been quite a few years, but I still had some. So, but yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. I just used up, again, kind of using up all that retired paper that we all know we have and store and stuff. So use it up. Time to use it up. And then this one I kind of decorated on the inside. This one I thought turned out really cute. I really like this set. So I was kind of bummed it's retiring because it's one I just got on it. But so again, super fun. And then my last one sample, this is the Magnolia Mood, which this is still available. This is online only. And then there's these really pretty dies that coordinate with it. The paper is retiring. This is that Poetic Expressions that was in the mini catalog from this, right now, the spring mini catalog. So that paper will be retiring, but the stamp set is still available. And so this one, again, you got that Z fold. I decorated the panels, and then I open it up, and I kind of just did another little magnolia flower in the on that middle panel there. So it's a great way, like I said, of using up some of your smaller pieces of designer series paper, and it's an easy fun fold, but a little bit different. I like to sometimes to overlap, so it's kind of overhanging on the cards. You can do that too. So we're going to get started. Like I said, we are going to be doing this one today. So I'm going to go through the supplies you need for it. So let's get started. Yeah, I took a huge hit on the retiring items. Yeah, I think I had left like maybe less than 10 stamp sets that were still current. But so, oh, goodness gracious. All right, so you are going to need a 4 1/4 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and this is Starry Sky. We are going to score on the 11-inch side at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. So that will be your card base. You then will need, for your flap, this is going to be cardstock, and this is the Tahitian Tide. So this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this is going to be adhered, like I said, to that little flap on the Z fold. So that's your cardstock. Then you'll need a layering piece that goes on top of that. And so that's going to be 3 by 4, and this is designer series paper, and I'm using that Starry Sky. And then for your side panels, these little strips, you'll need 2 of them, and those are both going to be 1 by 4. And again, I'm using that Stargazing designer series paper. And then depending on if you want to keep these all the same or different, these are going to be the panels. There's 2 here, and then the 1 inside. So they can be all the same, or you can mix it up and do a different pattern. I just had some random scraps left over, so I have 2 that are the green, and then 1 that is going to be that berry burst. And again, this is all of that Stargazing. So each of these 3 pieces is 1 7/8 by 4. And then you will need a neutral piece of cardstock that will be on the inside of your card, and that will be 4 by 4. And then whatever stamps and embellishments that you want to do, you'll grab those as well. But we're going to go ahead and we'll score this one. So again, on the 11-inch side, we will score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 5 1/2. And that's it for the scoring. So then what you'll do is you are going to, on this, because this was at 5 1/2, we're just going to fold this in half, just like we would a normal card. this is your book binding, the spine. So that's going to go back as a mountain fold. Then this section here, again, this is going to be our Z fold. So that too is going to go back like a mountain fold. So you've got your, this will get glued down the spine to make that book fold. And then this flap gets folded back. And that's where we'll attach our cardstock panel. So that's it for the scoring and the folding. Now let's go ahead and start adhering our pieces together, and then we'll do the stamping. So I'm going to grab first my neutral pieces and my two 1x4 strips of Designer Series paper. So you'll want to adhere that neutral cardstock down first. And so when I do this, I keep this closed, like where my spine, because that's going to be adhered down. I keep that closed so that I know exactly where to center my neutral piece of cardstock. So whatever tape or adhesive you want to use, that's all you need here. So like I said, I'm going to keep this closed, and then I'll just center this so that I've got my little 1/4-inch border of blue showing all the way around. You'll then take one of your 1x4 strips of Designer Series paper, and that's going to be adhered right onto that panel. And this is going to go right on the edge. So I try and keep it lined. So it's right on the edge, on the sides, and on the bottom, top and bottom. Then I'm going to keep this closed. I'm just going to move this flap so you can kind of see it. I'm now going to attach my other 1x4 strip onto this other side. So again, we're just going to have that little bit of a border showing. And then we're going to decorate these panels here. So the 1 7/8 Designer Series paper that you had. So there was 3 of them. And as I said before, you can either do 2 patterns or 3, or 2 patterns or just 1 pattern. I'm doing 2 different patterns, but you do need 3 pieces, and these were going to be all 1 7/8 by 4. And I'm going to do one of the green on the inside, and then a green and the berry burst on the outside. So put one of these on the in first. So again, you'll kind of open up your card, knowing that this is going to be glued down. So it's going to be on this second panel here. And then we'll close it. And then on these 2 panels, we'll do the other pieces. And you don't have to decorate these if you don't want to. I just thought it kind of finished off the card a little bit. Let me put this one here. Plus, it uses up more of your scraps. All right, so those are the panels all put down. I'm going to go ahead and put, you want strong adhesive here on the spine, the book binding part, because that is what is going to kind of keep the card held together and so it doesn't pop open. So I'm just using tear and tape. And then before you adhere that onto it, if you want to add ribbon, I always tend to like to add a little bit of ribbon, plus it makes me use up all my ribbon that I've hoarded over the years. So I'm just going to wrap this around and cut off what I need just to make a somewhat, just a little double knot with my ribbon. And the ribbon is totally optional. You don't have to add it if you don't like tying ribbon or anything. I just think it kind of finishes it up. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this now before I have it all, you know, glued down together or glued together. And just snip the ends. All right, and then I like to use my pick tool just to remove the backing. Make sure this is, oh, oops. All right, so then that's fine. So we're just going to close this down, and then that adheres your bookbinding part. So that part's done. Now we're going to go ahead and I like to use the tear and tape here as well, but you don't have to. You just want to make sure you use like a nice strong adhesive. So this is going to be those cardstock flap, which was a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive just right there. And like I said, we're going to use my tear and tape. That way I know my flap won't fall off. Okay, just remove this. Okay, so now keeping this folded back, we're going to take this cardstock and it's going to get lined up exactly flush with the edge and for the top and bottom. So you just want to make sure. Oh, and I cut this wrong. Oh, I did, because this should have been, I wonder if my card base is wrong. Hold on. 4 1/4. We may have to cut something really quick. What did I do here? That was 2. Oh, this is 4. That's why. Okay, I need to make this one a little bit longer. It needs to be 4 1/4. Hold on. Measuring is hard sometimes, I tell ya. Okay, so this needed to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Much better. Measuring. All right, so that's all flush. Now you've got that Z fold. And see how that little overlapping there. And then this hopefully is cut correctly, which it is. This was a designer series paper. So this is 3 by 4. And with this one, because I'm going to be adding that lantern, yeah, I think I will keep this so that that white part is at the bottom. I just love this stargazing paper. It's so pretty. So many uses for it. Okay, so now we want to do all of our decorating. So the lantern, I'm going to die cut. What I did is, because this gold kind of distressed paper, it's really, really thin. So I put this on a sticker sheet And then we're going to die cut this, but I had already this is just white cardstock. I die cut one that's in white cardstock that then we'll just attach that gold on top of it. So we're going to real quick die cut this one. And I do need, from the Lighting the Way, so this is the stamp set that is retiring that we're using. And then the dies are retiring as well. And I love these dies because they have that lantern, there's the lightning bugs, there's a couple of leaves in there. It's just a fun, great set. That is a must-have. All right, so we're going to take this. So like I said, it's already on a sticker sheet, and we're going to die cut this down. So we're going to use our little mini Stampin' machine. And with this one, I always tell people you want to off-center or have one of them overhanging a little bit. It does help feed this through the machine a little bit better. And because we're going through that sticker sheet, I am going to run it backwards. And then again, one more time, just to make sure that it's cutting through, even though that paper, the gold paper is really thin, sometimes cutting through that adhesive, you need to go back and forth a few times to ensure. And then I always, oh yep, so it popped out perfect. So that part is done. And then oh perfect, everything just pops out perfectly. This is where that little pick tool comes in handy. Okay, so that's done. So now there's our lantern. These pieces that came out of the lantern, keep these because you can always use these on another card. Because what I had done, I've got some of my little die cut pieces, and then these you can toss or you can use them for something else if you wanted to. And then this little circle thing I tend to keep to use for another card. All right, I'm going to move this over because I already have a bunch of stuff die cut. Like I said, these pieces I'm just going to hold on to. And then I had some of the glow-in-the-dark paper left over. And so I just have these little pieces. So these are going to be, these are actually glow-in-the-dark. So my sample, let's see, let me light it up here. Okay, let me shut these off so I can kind of see it. So we don't carry this anymore, but I just wanted to show you. It's kind of fun. So see how it kind of has that little glow in the dark? Cool. So my little lightning bug and my lantern glow in the dark. Kind of a fun surprise for somebody. All right, so like I said, I had die cut this one. This is already out of white paper. And sometimes just to help, I do put a little like washi tape here, just to hold those pieces in place, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere these glow-in-the-dark pieces, and then this has already, it's going to be a sticker, will stick on top of that, but I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces on top of that white cardstock. So these are the glow-in-the-dark ones. And then before I put, so if you don't have glow-in-the-dark paper, this is what I would have you do then. You would take your yellow, any type of yellow ink pad. I'm using Lemon Lolly. And I am using the larger circle that's in here. So these are kind of like what I use for the lightning bugs light up little behind, I guess. So there's three different sizes. So I'm using the larger one. So I'm going to ink this up, and then I'll stamp this directly on top. So now you have your lantern lit up, and now you can go ahead and attach this on top of it. So like I said, this has already got a sticker on it, so I'm just going to remove the backing. Sometimes easier said than done. There we go. And again, if you don't have the sticker sheets, I would have, I'd recommend just using like a liquid glue on this die, because there are some pretty intricate parts to it, but the sticker sheet works pretty good. And then this is going to get attached directly on top of the white cardstock die cut image. And I'll try to do this without getting my head in the way here. And my shaky hands. Okay, so that's all adhered. All right, and then I can remove my little temporary Post-it note, hold it here. This was just holding those pieces in place. All right, we're going to attach our lantern. So I'm going to use liquid glue for this. So again, I could have done the cardstock on a sticker sheet too, this white cardstock, but yeah, I didn't. So this is, we'll just use our liquid glue. And then we'll attach the lantern onto our card. This be a little offset. Oh, before I do this, I do want to add, well, maybe I'll just rest this. I'm not going to press down on it really hard because I want to attach my leaf. I want that underneath that lantern. So I'm going to do that really quick. So these I already kind of stamped and die cut out already. These are from the stamp set, the Lighting the Way, and I did two. So I stamped one on white and I die cut it, and then I die cut just another one with that Parakeet Party, and I'm double layering this. And only way why I'm doing that is because this is overhanging on the card, and so I wanted it to have a little bit more support. So we'll just real quick adhere these two pieces together. I'm gonna miss this Parakeet Party. Oh, I love this color. These were all my colors, the ones that are all retiring. The Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, the Sweet Sorbet, the Parakeet Party, and the Orchid Oasis. They were all just, they were Linda colors. All right, and so I just want to make sure I'm only having adhesive on this half of it because the other part is going to be overlapped. So I don't need glue on it because it's going to be overhanging. And then we'll just kind of tuck this under like so. Keep that pressed down. And then we can go ahead, because I think everything else goes on top. Yep, so I can go ahead and press down then on my lantern. And then there I've got that little bit of overhang, the edge. Make sure that's all down. All right, and then we're gonna add another leaf. So this is another one from the stamp set. I just stamped it, and then I did die cut another one. But I think since this is gonna be on here, now maybe I will layer it. I've got it cut, might as well use it. So we'll just layer this on top. Totally optional. I just sometimes like to have thicker cards. And then the mail carrier loves me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and adhere this on top. And then I had some of my little two-tone flora flowers already done. So I did Bubble Bath and Berry Burst. And I'm going to just use a dimensional on these because they're on top of these. It's already kind of has some height on it. So I just want these just to pop up from that. So I'm just using my little dimensionals. And we'll go ahead and put those right on top. And then I have a few retiring gems. I thought I might as well use these up as well. So we're gonna put these, let's see here, what do I wanna do? Maybe I'll do this kind of iridescent. Do some of these. So someone special is going to get multiple gems on their card. All right, so there's that. And then our dragonfly, or not dragonfly, lightning bug. So these, when you do it, you get the die. So the one die does the, basically the wings, kind of the top part of the body. And then there's another die that will do the lightning part. So that will just be adhered behind it. And I'm doing that glow in the dark paper again. And these I already put, these have the sticker sheet on these too. So, and then there's another die that does the wings. So those will be attached underneath as well. And then what you can do, I just had, well, this one obviously took a hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut these wings off and attach them. So like how here I've got the two different colors. I put this other layer of wings on top of the parakeet party body. So I'm going to go ahead and just snip these off. And this is, you don't have to do this, but like I said, this little guy, he took a hit. He lost his part of his antenna and half of in one leg. So, and then here I will just put glue. And we'll just attach that on. Oops. All right, and then his lightning bug part, I'm going to take this sticker off the back here. Pretty sure this is a sticker. Oh yeah, I think it is. I die cut these a long time ago, so I'm hoping that it should be a sticker because it's, but whether or not it wants to come off. Easier said than done. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, well, we'll just glue this on. All right, so this was basically that glow in the dark. So this is going to go on the back so that you just see the bottom part with the little hash lines in there. So there's that. And then his wings, again, these will get, oh, it's not sticking. I may not like this glow in the dark paper, the glue. Hold on. I may have to use glue dots if it's not going to work. Just hold that for a second. And then because that's glitter paper, I am going to use a glue dot just because sometimes The glitter paper doesn't always like glue or tape or adhesive, so we'll just do a couple little glue dots on that center part. And then just his head then gets attached. So then there's our little bug. Cute. All right, and then I like to add, this is totally optional as well, I like to add a little bit of sequins just to jazz them up a little bit. So we've got some of these retiring sequins that have the adhesive on the back. Looks like I've got one just floating around already. I'll put, let's see, we'll do one here. And then a smaller one. And it just adds that little bit of glimmer to our lightning bug. All right, so then this little guy will also be attached with dimensionals. And we'll just have him kind of off to the, at an angle. All right, and then for the inside, I do like to decorate the inside of the card. So we want to do, get this out of the way. I'm going to use my Berry Burst for my saying. And the saying is wishing you the brightest birthday, which this is out of, whoops, and I just dropped that, Cheerful Daisies. This is carrying over, so this will still be available in the new catalog that comes out in May. So I was kind of glad because that was I do like that set. So we'll do the saying in the Berry Burst. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping stuff left and right here. And then we'll do one of our lightning bugs in Starry Sky. And I've got the little swoosh for his like little lightning trail. That's in Parakeet Party. And then the little part that will glow is Lemon Lolly. So we'll do our dragonfly first, or not dragonfly, but the lightning bug. So we'll just kind of put him at an angle. And he's the larger one because there's another one that's a smaller. And then we'll just have this little swoosh be in the Parakeet Party. And then the part that lights up will be in Lemon Lolly. So I just put that right on his little behind. And that is it. So that is the Bookbinding Z-Fold Fun Fold with the Lighting the Way bundle stamp set and dies that are retiring at the end of April 30th, 2024. So thanks again for watching. I am going to be doing some other fun fold and as well as some shaker card variations. So make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I upload a new tutorial. And again, I appreciate you for stopping by and stamping with me today. Have a great and creative day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.